Alright guys, Chris here and welcome back to another episode of HariboCast. We're joined today by the owner of UKCubes.com. This is Joe. Say hi.
Hi everyone. Hi Mum.
Alright, so today is going to be a little bit different. We're not joined by Louis or Lewis today. We're actually going to be talking about what it's like to actually run a cubing store, obviously with Joe here to answer some of my questions. So for those of you that don't know, UKCubes.com is a UK-based cubing store, has quite a lot of variety now and some of the best prices both in the UK and in the world. So if you've not checked them out already, go and check them out now. The link will be in the description. But anyway, Joe, my first question to you is, what actually inspired you to start an online cubing store?
Well, it was almost an accident, to be honest. Basically, I finished doing my O's, and over summer I wanted something to do over summer to earn money, but that wasn't a 9 till 5 job, because I've had jobs before and they've always gone really badly. So I got an account on a website called Alibaba where you can trade with people online. So I initially bought 50 Superman key rings and sold them on eBay. So I've still got them. This is from like 3 months ago and I still haven't sold all of them.
Right.
So I got them and was like, actually no, this Alibaba thing's quite good. So a woman got in touch with me from China saying, oh, hi, are you interested in buying Rubik's Cubes? And I was like, well, I cubed a bit, so I knew a bit about the market and I knew that I wanted something to do. But then she went and asked me, when I was talking to her about ordering some stuff in, she went, oh, have you got a business? And I didn't, but I said yes. Totally blindly said yes to it. And then she was like, oh, great, we can set you up and supply you as a wholesale company. And it just stemmed from there. Totally accidental. Good accident though, like having children.
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, UKCubes.com is doing pretty well so far, so no complaints from me. Obviously when you first sent me puzzles to test out on my channel, you didn't have that much variety on the store. You had about 20 puzzles or so. How has the store actually grown for you since you first started out?
In our first week of selling online, I sold one thing, which was a Moyu Weilong GTS, which is secretly why it's always been my favourite cube, because it was the first one I ever sold. The first one I ever sold was a Weilong GTS. I forgot who the person was that bought it, but they've never been back since. So we can't have done that well.
Oh no.
But the growth has been crazy. I write everything down. I write all my orders down because you have to keep a record of these things in case we ever get taxed. But in the first month, I think I had about 8 orders from the website in total, and as of today, we've had 335 orders through eBay and the website. So it's just ridiculous. It's hard to keep on top of, but the growth is really nice growth. So it hasn't totally blown up to the extent where I just don't have time to do anything else. But at the same time, you've constantly got people coming to you and emailing you, buying stuff from you, and checking out the YouTube as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you are basically one of the few UK stores that actually sells cubes. Before your store and some of the others, such as Let's Cube It, we had to buy from America and places like that. So it is a nice surprise to have more UK-based cubing stores, especially when they have prices as good as yours. And talking about that, how do you get your prices so good?
It's a combination of things. It's buying the right things at the right time. So it's every time I do an order, it takes absolutely ages to plan it out, because I think about what I need, and I also think about what will sell and what's been selling well. So I have to keep a constant track of what's selling and make sure that when I'm ordering, the order can last me as long as possible. Because if I have to order every single week, I lose so much money in shipping and taxes.
Right.
So there's a lot of planning that goes into each order. I've got an order coming this week that's our biggest order ever. And it's that big that they had to split it into 2 parcels. and DHL have held it up in Germany to inspect it because it's that massive. So there's been so many clearance delays with that. But it's just about being not. It's just about being really smart with what you buy and actually researching a lot and asking people what will sell and what people want. Because if you buy the wrong things, you immediately have to buy more. Whereas if you buy the right orders at the right time, it's just going to last.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I guess that's something that a lot of cubing stores have to experience, and maybe it's just something you get used to once you kind of have run a store for quite a while. Now, I actually emailed you a few days ago asking about Speed lubricant, and it's become quite popular among other stores to have their own branded lubricant. And I was wondering if we would ever see some UKCubes branded products perhaps in the future.
Oh, stickers count as a product.
We do have stickers.
Free stickers as far as we've got. Speed lubricant is the most difficult thing to get a hold of in the world. Because 99% of suppliers are based in China, and you can't ship liquids by air from China, so they have to do it FedEx, and FedEx is just vans. So if you do order it in and they ship it via FedEx, it's just vans and freights, and it takes forever, and it's so difficult to get it because my supplier stocks Maru lube, it stocks Maru, which I know is really popular, and I tried ordering some and she was like, no, we just can't do it to the UK, it won't get through customs because they'll just see it's a liquid and they'll just incinerate it. But it is something I'd like to do. I'd like more branded stuff. Speed lubricant, I've never got on with that idea of actually making some branded. But I think maybe more, I want stickers that people can put on cubes. I feel like really little stickers that people can have on the cubes. And I also really like the idea of what the Cubicle does, where they have premium cubes, but more, rather than spending so much time making premium cubes, I just want to do like a lubricating and tensioning service, just that you add onto your basket, so like an extra £1 and I'll sort your cube out, so it's actually pretty fast.
Yeah, that's definitely a good idea, and it's really popular in a lot of stores across the community as well, so maybe that is something that could come to UKCubes. Another thing that you have kind of started, it's not necessarily a UKCubes branded product, but you've launched your cube chests. Now that's quite a recent thing and quite an innovative thing as well, so why don't you tell me a little bit about that and how's that's going?
So cube chests, for people that don't know, is a subscription cube service, and yeah, it's going really well actually. We've got there's a few people who are subscribed to it at the moment, and basically each month I'll email you asking about what cubes you're particularly interested in at the moment, and you pay at the start of the term, so you pay for 1 month, 3 months, whatever. You pay at the start to get a discounted price on all of the products, and then I will each month send products out to you approximately once a month, and each month you get emailed by me, so I ask what you want in the box, roughly what things you're really interested in. So it's kind of like a personalised cube subscription service. But I came up with the idea because I was subscribed to my own ones. I was subscribed to ZBox and one called My Geek Box, I think. And I just kind of looked about and didn't really see a cube in one, so I just thought that'd be a really good idea to try out. And it's worked. It's been really good actually. There's quite a few people who got involved and really enjoyed it because it's a nice personalised experience, because when you buy the cubes you want, you get them sent, you get a little note, some stickers, and that's it, you're done.
Yeah.
But when it's a subscription box, there's a lot more communication, so people actually talk to me. We have in-depth talks about what they want and what's going on in their cubing life. So it's healthy, it's growing. More and more people are trying it out, which is good.
Yeah, and I guess it's a really nice way for you to get more involved in the community as well and talking to all different kinds of cubers. So yeah, it's a pretty cool idea. So another form of communication, you might argue, is through YouTube. Now, you have your own YouTube channel, and again, for those of you watching, that will be in the description of this video. But how useful do you think YouTube has actually been in growing and expanding your audience for the store?
I think my YouTube's been pretty garbage, actually. My YouTube, I just generally rant at a camera. But I think other cubers have helped. So I've worked with you a few times. I worked with... Oh, who did I work with in America? There was a cuber in America who I asked to do a video for me.
So not cubing with...
Cubing with Miki, that was it.
Yeah.
Other people... When I started the store, I emailed a lot of people who did cubing on YouTube saying, "Can you help me out?" I emailed Red KB on the off chance that him and his 300,000 subscribers would be down for opening a wheel on GTS, but he never got back to me. There was about 3 or 4 YouTubers that actually replied to me. One of them said no because he was already tied to another store. And then obviously you said yes, which really helped. And Cuba with Miki said yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially the fact that you're in the UK I think it's really rewarding to kind of support stores that are in kind of, I mean, obviously there's a lot of competition for, and there's definitely a market for puzzles in the UK, but it's such a small market compared to that of the US. So I think it's really nice to be able to support stores like yours. And just spread the word a little bit. Alright, so I just have one more question for you for this podcast, and that is for any other cubers that might be interested in starting a store, not necessarily in the UK, but maybe anywhere in the world, what advice would you have for them in starting out a new store?
The main thing is to fully commit to it and not be afraid of making mistakes, because if you go into it half-heartedly, it's not going to work out. But if you go into it with an open mind and really put your mind to it, it will eventually work out. Because as we were saying earlier on, in my first month I sold hardly anything, and it was through speaking to people and through getting advice and constantly trying different things that it started to work out. But it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time and effort, and with me still being in college, it's hard fitting everything in.
Yeah.
But you have to be prepared to make mistakes, because I made a lot of mistakes. There's a lot of things that I've spent a good amount of money on that haven't sold at all, that people haven't remotely been interested in. And I've lost money on that, and I've put a lot into it. But once you get past the fear of making mistakes and actually fully commit to it, it will work, because there is a market for it and it is constantly growing. And if you are planning on starting a store, maybe just avoid the UK for a little bit. do it somewhere else.
Yeah, of course.
I welcome. I don't really see other stores as competition. I see other stores as more like, where can I get loot from as props in videos? I can't get it.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you so much for answering all my questions and for joining me on the podcast. Of course, for you guys watching, make sure you do go and check out UKCubes.com. It is one of the only and also one of the best cubing stores in the UK. And then, of course, subscribe to him on YouTube. Joe, thank you so much, and I guess I'll see you around.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Also, if anyone is interested, we are giving away a Shakespeare 11x11 on the channel. But you've probably already seen it because the views have been crazy on that. But if you haven't seen it, please check it out, because it's my way of repaying all the support we've had. In a nice way. Rather than giving people discounts and still having to spend money, you can get a free 11x11. Or a whale on GTS if you're one of the runners up. But yeah, thank you very much for having me on.
It's been a pleasure, and I'm sure I will see you again on the podcast at some point. Alright then, well, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button, comment down below for what you want to see on the podcast, and then of course subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.